Look at all this loot! DJ, none for you! Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the DartZone Max Dictator. This was sent to me for review, and if you've seen the most recent range day video, you've already seen me fire it, but now I'm going to talk about it. So this is kind of the upgrade from the Conquest, thus Dictator. It also feeds in from the back, pump action. Pretty neat concept. Let's get it out. I've seen it in the wild, and obviously you've seen me fire it, though that's obviously after what's going on. This editing is magic. What? Can't get to it. Who designed this box? Where's my knife? Where is my knife? Where has my knife gone? I don't know. Anyway, we got that. Oh, that's a fairly comfortable... Oh, ambidextrous mag release that you can easily reach. Oh, I like that. That is nice. That is super nice. Very cool. Very cool. What does this say? Powered, Alright, let's see what else we have in here. Well, we have a muzzly breaky thing, which presumably is the same dimensions as previous ones and is therefore compatible with stuff that already exists. That's a neat looking one. I like that. We've got our sights, such as they are. These actually look nicer than some of the previous ones. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. I like it. Again, iPro. They provide iPro with their Max line, and that's just, they should, and they do, and it's awesome. We have a pair of magazines, 12-round magazines, because apparently instead of a single really long magazine, they have two of them linked together. Like so. I assume it's this way up. And that goes in there. Interesting. Cool. You could hypothetically top up that magazine. It's a little bit... It's in there enough that it's not gonna snag on stuff, but it... not so far in that you could not, in fact, if you had this like mounted on a sling hanging in front of you, top up that inside magazine. That's actually really cool. I wasn't a huge fan of the Conquest's rear loading mechanism, but it didn't have a stock. It didn't allow for a stock, whereas this one, they doubled the magazine, put a second one in on the back, and that's why it now has a stock, and gosh, but that works pretty snazzy. Alright, well, nothing much more to say about it. Let's take it to the range, and I will plink with it and talk about it whilst I plink. Because before I just plinked, I didn't really talk. Here we go, to the range. I know how much you love your fips, so let's get some fips. 143, 148, 143, 148, 149. That'll do. That will do. See if I can hit anything with it. Right, I'm here on the range with the Dictator. We're gonna see if I can hit anything at all with it. We'll start nice and close. Well, I wasn't aiming for that one, but I can hit that one. Yep. How about this side? Can I hit a bottle? Maybe. Nope. Not with these optics. Oh, it needs a... Round's complete. I cannot, apparently, hit a bottle without a scar barrel or an optic. let's see if we can hit the 50. Does this thing have the range? Do I not have... Come on. There we go. There it is. There we go. I found it. I want one of those bottles. Go. No. Any bottle. I got one. You got any rounds left? Oh. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, I do still find the whole rear load thing to be a bit cumbersome. It's not my preference, but if you find yourself enjoying it, it's not so bad. I mean, you just pull it out, flip it around. You got another 12 rounds. You definitely can top up from the back. I've tested that. I tried that. It works. But it's definitely, in my opinion, considerably more cumbersome than a standard load. I'm wondering if they're ever going to do something interesting with that whole rear load mechanism. You know, maybe something P90-ish. But they haven't yet. Maybe. Maybe. Anyway. We'll go have a plink a bit more, I think. And then I'll have some thoughts. Let's plink some more. Now if I take my time and aim... Oh, that was just a little low. Oh, that one was off. Ping! Oh, let's go for some 50. There it is! Round complete. Oh, come on. No! Got it! Take him out. Yep. That is lovely. That's really quite... I enjoy it. As a blaster, I like it. Like I said, not a huge fan of the reload mechanism, but for those who like it, it's definitely got the potential, it's got the power, it's got the range, it's got the accuracy. It should have the ability to take any of the various attachments we have. I'll test that when I get back to the shop. In fact, go back to the shop. Right, first off, I apologize for the noise. There is a fan going, it's 90 degrees here, and I am melting. Let's talk about the Dictator. The Dictator is definitely the sort of thing that someone who likes this sort of thing would find that they like. I am not such a person. I find the rear loading mechanism in general to be cumbersome and less functional than a standard magazine well would be. You get two 12-round magazines, and that's good, but you have to switch in between them, and the switching process is a little finicky, and I kept having trouble with not getting the magazine in all the way and it not locking, and then it wouldn't feed and all of that. Like I said, people who like this rear mechanism are gonna love it. This is definitely better than the Conquest for a lot of reasons. Having the stock is a big one in my personal opinion. Picatinny rail, all of that is fabulous if you are a big fan of things like the Conquest and really like that rear load mechanism. Now, like I said, I'm hoping they're going to come up with an electric version that uses that, and then you have something a bit more P90-ish, because I know there are people who absolutely love those and would love to see something like that. So maybe they're going to go with something like that, maybe they never will, but I love that it's something new. It's not something that I particularly personally like, but it is something new, and I just enjoy when companies come up with new and interesting things and then expand on it. They had the Conquest, then they added the stock, which gives you that extra mag that you can then flip around, and it gives you the stock, and that was the big complaint most people had with the Conquest. No stock. That was my big complaint about the Conquest. The other thing people didn't like about the Conquest was the mag release location, and they solved that as well. So seeing this as an iteration from the Conquest, from a customer service perspective, they solved the issues that I had with the Conquest. I didn't like no stock, I didn't like the mag release. They fixed both of those. So that is another thing that I really like about it. While this isn't my particular cup of tea blaster-wise, the fact that DartZone addressed those issues shows that they are actually listening and that they actually care and that they actually are trying to improve. And that is the biggest thing I took away from this, is how much of an improvement it is over the Conquest, and that's just really, really cool. So, the Dictator, if you like the reloading thing, I did mention that you can reload from the back, you can top off that magazine, and that is something I really, really like. So, again, not my preference, but I don't have anything bad to say about it. It's just not how I prefer. So there you have it, the Dictator from the DartZone Max line. Good stuff. Thank you for sending this to me, and thank you guys for watching. Forgot to mention, yes, it can, in fact, take any of the scars or AccuSaber barrels that are designed for the DartZone Pro, the Nexus, or the Strike, or any of those. Works beautifully. Love it. Standards are cool.